But I've been falling in love with what's known as biophilic design. So that's the love of life. I think that there's just so much benefits, not just from beauty, but when you have a beautiful environment with living organisms, there's a lot of white paper studies that show the stress reduction that's going to lead to better health outcomes. I almost became an actor. Once you have someone work for you, I feel a massive weight of obligation and responsibility that I put food on the table for their family. Sometimes people are jerks. You know, working in customer service is not always fun. The way that we treat people, this industry is very abusive to humans and their physical bodies. The abusive nature of immigrant labor is something that drives me nuts.
The construction world is fascinating, but it's not perfect. Behind every building you admire, there are creators, dreamers, and problem solvers bringing ideas to life. Join me as we uncover the stories and insights of the professionals shaping the world around us. Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Blueprints. Thank you for watching this video, and we are here today with a new guest. So how I can call your profession? I don't know if I can call you like you are a builder, you are a business owner, you have been like, you're part of like that designer. So I will give you the opportunity to tell me what is your profession. You're an amazing person that is in the industry. Thank you so much for being part of this, Adi. So you are with Art Homes. Welcome to Creative Blueprints.
Yeah, hello. I'm Adi. I run a woodworking and high-end building company, Art Homes Build, and I've been doing woodworking pretty much my whole life.
Nice. I mean, you are like in the building thing, and we have in the back. We are in your backyard.
Yeah.
It's the first time that we record. So that's why you can see like some sun. Sorry about that. Sorry about if you hear some noise, kind of noise is part of it. We are in your backyard with this amazing background that we have here. I love your tank. I'm obsessed with it. Just if you can just give me part of the introduction, just tell me about what you are doing, how many years of experience you have, why you are part of the construction community, and also, what about this?
Okay, so I've been woodworking in Austin for residential services for over 15 years. You know, my father built our home when I was 4 years old, so the first time I used a table saw, I was like 10 or 11 years old, and it's just been part of my life forever. And as I got into nicer and nicer homes, I realized that modern high-end design is a little bit sterile. It's not a lived-in, warm kind of a design. Now, not to cast a wide blanket. There are interior designers that do lovely, warm, organic features. But I've been falling in love with what's known as biophilic design. So that's the love of life. It's the idea that humans are innately drawn towards living things. So that's your plants, that's your animals, that's seeing a stone, you know, or a piece of wood, and something that just is natural, we gravitate towards that. And this tank, this giant koi tank here, is a big experiment for that. To be able to have natural, living, beautiful creatures around you like this is a massive stress reduction. It's beauty. I mean, in the evenings, no matter how complicated and stressful my day is, this is a really pleasant way to spend time.
So beautiful. I bet that it looks so gorgeous during the night.
Oh yeah, there's lights and all that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I would love to see that. So in total, so you tell me that your father built your house when you were 4.
Yeah.
So how many years you have with Art Homes?
So Art Homes is a brand new company. We minted our LLC last summer, so we're less than a year old, but our team is up to 5 people now, and we're starting to work with some really reputable builders and some really nice zip codes. Luckily, I was able to hit the ground running with some high-end relationships because the previous company I worked at was a very high-end cabinet company.
Nice.
And so I was able to learn a lot there, and then to find out who I did and didn't want to work with. And now we're working on some fancy homes and like
That's so
Rollingwood
cool.
or Zilker or Westlake and, Hyde Park and just a lot of charming West Austin neighborhoods.
That's amazing. Awesome. All right. Well, this is another question that is a surprise.
Okay.
But tell me, what is your happy place?
Ooh,
I mean,
okay.
now that we are in the construction, we have many places, we are visiting job sites, but do you have a specific happy place, a restaurant, a city, a country,
Oh, this is why, like
s-
globally.
a spot in your house? What is your happy place? When you are there, you say, this is for sure my happy place.
I mean, on the day to day, we're here. It's this exact spot. I mean, but as far as in the city, I love Barrett's Coffee. I don't know, that's where we
Okay,
hang out,
okay.
and because my office isn't finished being built yet,
Okay.
so that's our temporary coffee office.
Nice.
And, just like a lot of other folks around the world, Kyoto has my heart. It's hard to beat back alleys of Kyoto.
Nice.
You
I
know.
love that. Actually, all your fishes are coming from Japan.
Yeah. The majority of these are from Japan, maybe 90% of them, and about 70% of them we handpicked last October from various different breeders
So cool.
in the mountains of Niigata. And I highly recommend the Niigata Prefecture. It's gorgeous out there. Really beautiful people, beautiful place, and it's cool to meet the temperament. They all have different personalities.
Oh yeah, I already pet one of them.
yeah.
It's so cool.
Exactly. So there's 3 or 4 of them that you can hand feed and pet them, which is it's a unique experience. And my favorite thing is having people over because it brings out the inner child in everyone.
Yeah.
So I see 75-year-olds reacting the same way that 5-year-olds react. Everyone just, petting a fish is such a unique experience.
Yes.
And that's a big part of why this is my happy place.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, you already know a little bit of what is the dynamic that we have here. Of
Okay.
course, you know that we have some colors, some of my favorite colors from Sherwin-Williams.
Excellent.
So I will give them to you.
Okie dokie.
Each color is a different question. So just tell me what is your favorite, and I will try to look at the list of the questions. If you
Yeah.
want to pick one, too.
Yeah.
I don't know,
'cause
like,
we're
for
looking at
something
dark
here.
green. Oh yeah, rockwood. I'll start with that one because this is kind of the dream color we're going with this plaster.
It's so beautiful.
So we're gonna do a lime slurry that'll go over this, and it'll be darker, hopefully like this color. So this will be the
Lovely.
first one.
All right. So rootwood, dark green. How would your team describe you in 3 words?
Ooh.
How many team members you have in your team?
So right now it's 5, including myself. So we have 3 full-time in the field, and then Ginny is my administrator that helps to organize the chaos. 3 words. That's actually an interesting question. I would say visionary.
Okay.
I have a lot of ideas. Maybe they would say chaotic because sometimes it's too many ideas. And then I think hardworking. I think that would probably summarize what I believe they would say.
Yeah. I mean, there is no other way to have that in mind. I mean, if you are in the construction, you have to work hard every single day.
Unfortunately,
So-
yeah, my hands hurt right now.
Nice. I love that. All right. Just pick another question.
Okay, excellent. Ooh, pear. Bosque pear?
Bosque pear.
Okay.
Okay. Bosque pear. This will be fun. What was your favorite hobby growing up?
Well, I mean, no surprise, one of my favorites was woodworking. I almost became an actor. I had
What?
So theater was one of my favorite hobbies in high
Nice.
school, and I had acting scholarships to a couple universities. And when I looked at the career potential for 99% of actors, I kind of changed tack whenever I went to college. But yeah, other than that, I would say woodworking. I did a lot of hobbyist building, like little wooden race cars
Okay.
and little popsicle bridges. In physics class, they would do a little popsicle bridge class
Cool.
competition, and I just dominated.
Wow.
I love that. Just
Sounds fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Nice. What is your favorite thing to design or to work in when you're working with wood?
I guess it depends on the application.
I have seen like a lot of, if you haven't visited his Instagram, I mean, he's doing like a lot of nice stuff in wood. So what is coming to my mind are all of those stair rails.
Yeah.
They're so nice. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. What do you enjoy more?
What really brings out the passion for woodworking is anything that's sculpted hardwood. So anytime I get to pull out my Japanese hand planes or just different hand tools, because I think the curved handrail you may be referring to was all hand carved. It was me and Heather, and we were out there for 2 weeks just hand carving the
That's
shape
crazy.
because we couldn't just go from a CAD drawing and CNC it. The metal railing already existed in situ.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to match exactly to it. And even though you would think a quarter helical rise would be consistent, it wasn't. It went up, it plateaued, and then it went up. So we had to match it exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It was tedious. Yeah, it was a lot of hand carving, but the days zoomed by. I was just in flow state. And I guess, yeah, anytime I'm working with hand tools and solid wood, it brings out the passion that I have for woodworking.
Nice, I love that.
And so I'm looking for more artistic, sculptural, textural. That's why the recent walnut job that I showed you, we're getting glued up boards of walnut, and then we're running them through the CNC and doing a carved pattern. Mark Maychek had a piece recently, and then even Jordan with Growler Domestics did a piece recently where it's a scooped front out of solid wood, and that inspired to start going in that direction. You know, a lot of modern cabinetry right now is just flat plywood panels, and it's clean. Don't get me wrong. It's very nice. It's very pleasant. It's much better than shaker. I'm not a fan of that classic 2-inch white shaker,
You
BS.
speak my language. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just very boring 90s, builder grade. So, flat slab, full overlay Euro is a very clean cabinet design. But once we start going solid wood, texturized, sculpted, now you walk in a room, you go, ooh, look at that. It's art. It's furniture grade. So that's
Lovely.
what's been getting me excited lately is just solid wood.
Nice, I love that. All right, just pick the next one.
Excellent. Grounded. We'll go straight from the top.
Okay,
Sherwin-Williams Grounded. Actually, that's
Grounded.
a wonderful color. Do you like that
Yeah,
one?
I like it. Nice. Okay, what habits or systems help you run your business with intention?
I mean, it's probably a simple answer, but just time trackers, because we're a very labor intensive woodworking business. And just the ability to cleanly record hours and then send an invoice to the client. Because the goal is to have clear communication. And that's made my life so much easier. I'm not having to track down information. I can just publish a weekly report and then send it to the builder and they pay us. So very simple, but game changer.
Nice. You told me that you want to incorporate also to the designs and the work that you are doing, just to bring the warmth, but also in a different way. So I can see your tank, and if you can explain us a little bit of that philosophy, that is the intention of your business as well, just to bring more life inside of your home.
Right. Yeah. Modern homes are nice, but like I was mentioning earlier, they're a little bit sterile. And my goal is to kind of rewild our lives, to kind of bring living things into our homes. I think that there's just so much benefits, not just from beauty, but when you have a beautiful environment with living organisms, there's a lot of white paper studies that show the stress reduction that's going to lead to better health outcomes. So if you can afford a beautiful view of the ocean or a mountaintop, cool. But if you can't, throwing a bunch of houseplants in your home helps to soften the vibe and make it a more, calm environment.
Yeah.
So I think that we can do a lot to heal the world through design.
So if you want to incorporate one of these tanks in your house, is one way to do it. Of course, also, I don't know, like, if you can afford those houses that are like in the mountains and you have an amazing view to the ocean,
Right.
I mean, they are like so far away, so you cannot use them for the daily living,
Right.
So when you want to incorporate these kind of things to your daily home,
Right.
to
Yeah.
your daily home,
Yeah.
it's just like something that brings you a different. Have you experienced something like more relaxed routine in your life since
Exactly.
you have this one?
Yeah. And I mean, that's basically why the logo has a leaf in a home.
Nice.
Because for the last 15 years of woodworking, I just did whatever I had to do to get paid to pay my bills. And then as I got into nicer and nicer homes, I just started to realize that there is a style of a design that I'd like to bring to this world. And so I'm kind of transitioning right now from being a finished carpentry company to a full stack, full service building service.
Nice.
And we're just very selective about what customers we take because we're trying to find people who believe the same things about rewilding your interior so that when we present biophilic designs of lime plasters with built-in planters, because, you know, have you seen like the moss that grows on the concrete for exteriors?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a client that wants to do that.
Of course.
Because also with a stucco wall, you can do
I
a
didn't know
built-in
that.
you can do a built-in planter with little drip irrigation that comes from rainwater collection. And I just need the right kind of value-aligned customer, and then we can build those dream homes together. That gets me out of bed in the morning. The idea of building houses around living features.
Nice. I like that. Well, here it is.
Yeah.
One of the proofs.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's beautiful to have something like that. That, when, as you said, when you have a very tough day,
Yeah.
you know that
Yeah.
something at home is waiting for you
Yeah.
to be calm and relax. So nice. Give me another question.
Okay? Tiger eye.
Tiger eye. Everybody's picking that one. Do you like that color? I mean, what's the most meaningful compliment you have received?
That someone likes my design. I mean, I guess maybe you may feel similar, but just whenever you come up with an idea and people are in love with it, you improve someone's day and the way they go about their home just because of that design idea. I find that strokes my ego. I'm like, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Do
exactly.
you have any specific client that expressed that to you and you remember what you built for them?
Yeah, it was a shower remodel that we're working on in Dripping Springs right now.
Wow.
So the drywall just got textured yesterday. We're going to be putting in cabinets next week. And the client's main concern was that the bathroom shower was very dingy and dark. She hated going in there. There was no natural light. So we blew out half of the shower and just did a wall of glass so that we'd have direct light to a window and just make it a lot more airy and open. And the way she reacted to seeing it in real life, not just the render, that made it worth it. You know, to kind of see the
Nice.
client be like, I get it. This is a great idea. And it's like,
beautiful.
thank you. That one, back to rewilding your interior.
Okay.
The homeowner husband, he's really into native plants. And so am I. So when we looked at heavy floral wallpaper, he asked, is there any way that we can take this wallpaper and use native flowers? I thought, that may be difficult. I don't know.
Wow.
But then we reached out to Painted Paper. They, for like $150, will plug in different flowers or different edits, and they'll go
Wow,
through Photoshop.
that's cool.
So I don't know if you've used that before. It's an
No.
awesome feature.
Wow.
It's totally worth it. So we picked 5 different white flowers and swapped them out with Ladybird Johnson, native list. So we looked up Central Texas white flowers, Ladybird Johnson, and then put them on the wallpaper. So now his bathroom water closet is all Texas native flowers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, back to the
bet that
idea of-
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see that now.
Yeah. And then the dark emerald green tile that we used for the shower. I'm really bummed that we weren't able to spring for the Venetian plaster for
Yep,
the rest of the
yeah, yeah.
walls. We went for basic texture and paint because of budget constraints.
Nice.
But I had visions to keep pushing the details and
That's
you know,
amazing.
but what we were able to achieve is a massive improvement, especially that natural light. Because when it comes to rewilding our interiors, the concern for me is massively about health. It's not just vibes. It's
Yep.
about how's the air quality? How's the light? What are your health outcomes from the architecture of that space?
Yes.
So when we study hospital design, which I hope is the best for health that you can muster, not to say that all hospitals follow through with these design recommendations, but fresh air and natural light, I mean, it sounds really basic and simple, but those are the pillars of
Yeah.
healthy design.
Nice.
So that's,
I agree.
yeah, exactly.
Awesome. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Inspired lilac.
Boom. Okay, inspired lilac. Okay. What fear did you overcome to build your business? We're so deep.
I don't know if overcome is the right word as much as just fully ignore and don't pay attention to. You know,
Right, I want to hear that fear.
well, my fear is not providing for my team. Once you have someone work for you, I feel a massive weight of obligation and responsibility that I put food on the table for their family. Because if I'm not able to secure sales, then their children don't have clothes, they don't have food, they don't have bills paid.
Yes,
And
it's not only you.
yeah, no, 100%. That does stress me out a lot. I've earned a lot of gray hairs in the last couple of months just making sure that we have a durable pipeline of customers that want to hire us. Because at the end of the day, I have all these dreams and aspirations for biophilic architecture and making these beautiful natural swim ponds with fish. But if sales aren't there, we'll install toilets. We'll clean your gutters. We'll do whatever we got to do because we have to survive.
Yes.
And that's my biggest fear, is not being able to provide for my team members. That's what keeps me up at night. So I feel very, very blessed and very honored that we have a handful of builders that believe in us to execute high-level details, and they're paying us wonderful money to knock out some really amazing details. So I'm thankful for the business we have because that's the most important thing, is just staying busy.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that honest answer, because it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, oh, well, my biggest fear was like to success or something like that. I mean, it's part of it, but just thinking and be conscious about what is behind of your company, that makes also the philosophy of your company. So you care.
A company is nothing but a group of humans, and ideally they're motivated towards the same goal. That's why I'm trying to figure out, there's a book by Simon Sinek called Start With Why, and his principles, the whole spark notes for the book is the golden circles. And it's just trying to figure out the why. Why should anyone care? Why should a customer hire you? Why should an employee work for you?
Yeah.
Why should anyone care? And that's why I realized that healing the world through biophilic design is a campaign that I do feel like I can get out of bed in the morning very excited for. It's not just cleaning gutters. And I believe that by getting my team excited for a purpose, they can be passionate and they can give all of their human efforts towards something, and it just so happens to pay their bills.
Yeah.
They enjoy the content of the work itself. And when you're value aligned with your team members and with your customers, you've started with why, it starts to go downhill. You're not trying to find the right job. People are self-selecting to want to work with you.
Yeah.
So that's a theory. I haven't fully executed it. We're transitioning into having purpose behind our business, but that is the goal.
Nice. I like that. I love that. Next one.
Malabar.
Malabar. Okay.
This one.
This is a good one. And we are here next to your pond. So how do you manage stress in such a demanding industry?
Oh boy. Yeah, back to that topic.
Sitting here next to my pond.
Yeah. The answers will keep being the same, apparently.
Okay.
But no, for real though, family and animal time. I love my dogs. I love my wife. We're about to have a son here coming up in a couple months. We're in that
Congratulations.
last 3-month home run stretch. And it's back to keeping the simple basics of health and social health, friends and family.
Nice.
Because this industry is very abusive to your body, your mind. And especially if you're in a generic service where there isn't value aligned customers, because sometimes people are jerks. Working in customer service is not always fun, and it can be very stressful, especially when people are demanding a lot but not willing to pay a lot. So that can be an unfun Venn diagram.
Oh, yes.
You don't know anything about that.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm just in a different,
Yeah.
everybody has a budget for that. So,
Right.
oh, no, never. It's just life. Yeah, that is the life of the designer life.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
builder life. And
Yeah.
our goal and our dream is to have, all the people that they want to spend their money in just like dreams and amazing stuff.
Sure.
But the real life is just
Yeah.
like we need to make the projects happen with the real budget.
Yeah, it's
So, yeah.
been a lot of friction where I'll get these gorgeous designs presented to me and they say, how much to build this? And I'll be like, that's $1 bajillion. And they go, oh, what? I heard it'd be $20,000. And it's like adding a second story and taking a driveway that's sloped like this and leveling it out and putting in a 30-foot retention wall. Essentially, my gripe is that there are a lot of designers, architects in the city, and I'm assuming this is probably an international issue, where clients will pay them $3, $5, $10, $20,000 to make a pretty picture. But the designer has no idea, nor do they even try to figure out a budget for what it'll take to turn that into reality.
Oh my gosh.
So they will happily sell dreams that are unattainable for the client's budget.
Yes.
And so my goal is to be a design build company where when clients come to talk to us, you're talking with both an architect and a builder. And so I actually wish that my architect was here, Caroline, she's awesome. We can quickly vet out the viability of a design with your budget.
Nice.
That's where I see a design build firm being far superior than having two separate stray cats of a designer and a builder. Because I feel like there's a lot of friction between that, because I just think you truly need all people at the table from the beginning.
Nice.
It's really annoying whenever you have a client who has a limited budget, but they want free things tossed in. They're like, hey, look, come on, let's work with me, buddy.
It's a change order, and that's it.
Yeah, I've found that when you're talking about a home that's about $750,000 to $2 million, you'll be asked to kind of throw things in. They want additional things. But then on homes that are $10 and $20 and $30 million, they just want quality. They want time, and they're not going to haggle you for price. Now, granted, there's only 600 clients, maybe 300 clients that have $30 million homes in the Austin metro. There's really not that many, so it's a finite resource.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the difference between working for a rich client and a wealthy client. You know, sometimes, but that there's no blanket rule. I've had very generous clients that live on East MLK, and they're happy to pay us for our service.
Yes.
So it's all over the place, you know?
Yes.
I don't know.
We don't know. All right. Pick the last one.
Yep. Rain cloud.
Rain cloud. Woo. Okay, it's a good one to close. What needs to change in this industry?
Ooh, the way that we treat people. This industry is very abusive to humans and their physical bodies. The abusive nature of immigrant labor is something that drives me nuts. You see Guatemalans and Mexicans damn near having heat strokes on roofs, getting silicosis in driveways, just grinding concrete away. We have an artificially low cost of building homes because of the abuse and neglect of these humans. So what I wish we had were licenses for builders that are required to have health standards and safety standards for the laborers in the field. And that there was trust and loyalty to those humans. Meaning, right now, construction is a subcontractor pyramid scheme where the poo just kind of rolls downhill to the subcontractors. And it's not like the general contractor has a sweet gig, like everyone wishes their lot in life was better. But the fact that it's contractor labor and not W-2 employee, if Jose falls off a ladder and breaks his foot, sorry, man, but I need someone else to come to work tomorrow and you can't come to work. So you're out of the job and someone else is going to come in and you have no protections. You have no idea how you're going to feed your family and take care of your loved ones. So that to me is deplorable, and it's the norm. And it's not like that everywhere in the world, but Texas is very abusive when it comes to labor. And, you know, obviously it doesn't have to be immigrant labor. All construction is abusive. You know, often there's not a place to wash your hands if you have a cut finger. You know, that porta-john may be 120 degrees in the sun, or it's 25 degrees in the winter morning.
Oh, yes.
And that kind of comes with the work. So for it to be as abusive an environment as it is, I wish that there was more loyalty to take care of those team members.
Nice. I loved your answer.
Well,
Thank you.
I wish that there was a way we could take care of everyone,
Yeah.
both our clients and their families, for the health of the occupants in the home, but also the health of the people that built that home.
Yes.
And that's where natural materials come in. You know, if we're able to build with sheep wool insulation instead of spray foam, you know, even though some designers will say, oh, but spray foam is chemically inert. Well, not the day it was sprayed, because they think about the long-term inhabitants. They think that it's not off-gassing VOCs for the people living in the home 10 years later.
Yeah.
But the dudes who sprayed that on a hot July day, they're huffing cancer crazy bad.
Yes,
The amount of
yes.
fumes coming off of that is definitely shortening their life. Like the class action lawsuits against the countertop fabricators that are getting silicosis.
Silicosis, yeah.
Exactly. And so all of these different material choices are ignorantly made, just not regarding the health of the people who had to manufacture it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
yeah.
not thinking about the day one cost to the human effort.
Yeah, and also for, our clients, homeowners, a little bit more of education about those kind of things and
Yeah.
who they are hiring for
Right.
their, because a lot of builders and people in the industry, they care about the people that is working for them.
Right.
And a lot of them, they do not care. And they don't care about their illness, the
Yeah.
silicosis, and
Yeah.
all of that situation.
Well,
So
they have
yeah.
no incentive.
Yep.
There's no financial mechanism to make them care.
Yep.
The more that they can abuse and get away with, the more profit they keep. That's why I think structurally the issue with our industry is the subcontractor pyramid. I think general contractors should have licenses. They used to. Apparently, back in the 90s, they got together with the state and they're like, oh, it costs too much. It's too much effort to have licensing and education. And now we have these poo-poo ticky-tack houses in the suburbs that don't have quality and integrity to the building craft because there's no licensed trade
Yeah.
to build a home. So
Yeah.
even though the structure could fall over and kill your family, there's no license for carpenters or builders, just your mechanical, electrical, plumbing. But your beautician has to have a license from the state, but not your home builder.
That's ridiculous.
So think about it. Think
I
about
didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah. The TABC, no, that's Texas Alcohol. TL, Texas License. I can't remember the acronym. But yeah, they govern beauticians
Okay.
and not builders.
That's good. I mean, who you are hiring to build your dreams? That is a question for the clients. It's just like make a little bit more of research and try to understand how that company or how they are working and how the manager, the owner is taking care of their employees. It's a good question.
Unfortunately, I don't think homeowners care. I don't think consumers know
That is
to
real.
care. So it's not that they're callous consumers. It's more so that they don't realize what goes into making the sausage.
Yep.
They just don't know what's behind in the kitchen, right? So if they saw, maybe they would care, but they don't, so they won't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's why I'm trying to stick with the sex appeal of biophilic architecture, like the vines that are blossoming on my fence here. I think that's the beauty that gets us in the front door, but all of the ways that I take care of my team members and their health insurance and try and give paid days off and maternity leave, those types of benefits that I'm trying to implement,
Yeah.
that I'm not going to advertise to the customer. I honestly don't think that would move the needle in sales. I mean, maybe I could mention it, but I just know that consumers, they consume with their eyes, not with their mind
Nice.
and not with their heart. Some do, but it's a very small percentage.
I love your answer. Well, thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you for answering all of these questions and sharing a little bit more about your business. And can we close this conversation? Just
Yeah.
if you can share an advice
Ooh,
to
okay.
people that want to be part of this industry.
Okay.
Even if they are builders or just people getting out of the college, or
Right.
what is your best advice?
Unfortunately, in this capitalist world, you have to market and sell yourself. You have no choice about that. Whether you're self-employed or you have a boss in a firm, you're a builder, you're a designer, doesn't matter. You have to sell yourself. So to get around that, I recommend that you find a niche, find a way to brand yourself. Find something that stands you apart. Like right now, I'm trying to be known as Austin's #1 biophilic builder. Swim ponds, natural materials, healthy design, and good human practices. That's how I'm trying to differentiate. So find your why and stick with that why, and it'll help drive you to be different than the competition. Others in your field that are working just to have a paycheck, you can tell, and it's not to blame them because we all have to do that, but find a way to differentiate, and that's going to be the key to your career success.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Adi, for sharing all of this information.
Yeah.
The camera is all yours, so you can share with us how people can reach you out.
Okay.
your social media that you
Yeah.
post amazing stuff there, your videos about your punch,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the woodwork that you are doing,
Yeah.
your email, contact, just share with us that information.
Yeah, of course. If you have any interest in natural building services, whether it's a koi pond, a bathroom add-on, a natural swim pool in your backyard, you can find us at arthomes.build. That's our website. A lot of our fancy finished carpentry and woodworking portfolio is Art Homes Build on Instagram. That's where we have pictures of previous work done. And those would be the best ways to get a hold of me. You can fill out the form and we'll chat about whatever your dream project is and go from there.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Adi. And thank you for watching this episode. Of course, go and follow us on Instagram at _creative blueprints. Would you like to share did you mean something? Okay. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God. Okay.
I was just making hand gestures.
Okay. Okay, so go follow us on Instagram at _creative blueprints, my professional account as a designer, mitzi.avila.designer. And I will see you in the next episode. Hello, Kat, again. You are here again. I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.